Well. We got a lot to talk about today, Cowboys fans, in a short amount of time. Got some new things on the horizon. And we got some people, or a person out here, has the unmitigated gall to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Does he not know that we are America's team? And he's got the nerve to be out here talking about the Cowboys? Okay, we gonna see how that go tonight. I got a few things to say about this person out here running their mouth about the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Man, we got a great show tonight. Don't worry, I'm not changing from my regular time at around 4:30ish. Man, I got a lot of things going on, but again, I got to make time for the Cowboys and Cowboys Nation. So again, we got a very, very good show, I do believe, today, if I say so myself. Y'all come on in. I'm going to announce the show topics for today. We'll get a roll call, then we'll hit those topics, and then we'll hit to our first topic. Y'all come on in. Hit that like button as you come in. Appreciate you. Let's go. So our topics for today: Cowboys optimism. We're going to be talking about Cowboys optimism. I'm going to talk about this more as we get closer to the first game. Cowboys optimism. We're going to talk a little bit about Pickens' contract. I want to look at Michael Irvin's reaction to George Pickens, in case you haven't seen that. Brian Broaddus today breaks down the UDFAs. And then, whatever else comes up, we'll talk about that too. Mills 36, I'll go ahead and announce you first. You've already said that Stephen A. Smith not buying the hype. Yeah, there are plenty of people, they're not buying the hype. But this is what people do. This is what people do. They hedge their bets. So that if the Cowboys fail, they say, I told you so. And then if the Cowboys do well, then they're always trying to wait for the moment. They'll say, yeah, they're doing pretty good. And then the moment we lose, I told you. That's what you call hedging the bets. But again, tonight, we're going to be talking about Cowboys optimism, the Pickens contract, Irvin reacts, Broaddus' UDFA breakdown, and then whatever else may come up while we're talking. But again, y'all know what time it is. Let's go. I don't know what's going on with Kyle Brandt, but Kyle Brandt, you're going to understand about something. You're going to have to understand. Maybe you don't know anything about Ric Flair, but Ric Flair said it's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio. Kyle Brandt, we can't sit back and just let you talk about the Cowboys. Do you not understand who we are? We are America's team. Yeah. Do you not know who our owner is? We don't care if people don't like our owner, but hey, he's our owner. He is the Dallas Cowboy buying. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson hiring. Yeah. 3-time Super Bowl winning in the 90s. Yeah. Do you not know we've been to the most Super Bowls in history? Yeah. Do you know who we are, Kyle Brandt? And you say we don't have a reason to be excited? Yeah. We're America's team, Kyle Brandt. Yeah. It is a privilege and an honor to be a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Don't you worry, the drought is almost over. Cowboy fans. It's amazing to me how everybody else can be hyped over their fans, but we can't be hyped over they can be hyped over their team, but we can't be hyped over our team. Oh, yeah. We get hyped over our team, too. I don't know who these people are. All I know it's the roll call, but I'm telling you, I'm fired up on this Friday. What is going on with people? I don't know what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys media. I don't know what goes on even with Dallas Cowboy content creators. I'm not going to hate on nobody. But I'll tell you this. You don't get to tell me. You don't get to tell us. You don't get to tell us Cowboy fans that we don't have no hope. Man, I've been hearing people trying to criticize Cowboy content creators talking about they filling people full of hopium. Well, shouldn't we have hope? Hope is based off expectations. Expectations are based off of facts. And it's a fact that the Dallas Cowboys are moving different. And if the Cowboys are moving different, if they're making championship moves, then we have a reason to be excited. We have the right to be excited, and can't nobody tell us otherwise. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that we got these football experts supposed to be Cowboy fans trying to tell us don't have no hope, don't be excited. No, they can tell you not to be excited. Oh no, I'm excited for this Cowboy season. I'm excited about what the Cowboys are doing. Do you not understand? Again, it is so hard for me to sit back in this studio while people trying to tell us don't be excited about our team when there are teams out there haven't even won a Super Bowl. You don't think they're excited? You don't think they're hyped up? You don't think they're excited when their teams are losing? You don't think they're excited when their team has a decent draft? Let me tell you something. You don't get to tell me not to be excited. I don't know who these people are, but I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Timothy Gover, appreciate that $2 super chat. Let's go. I'm telling y'all, Cowboy fans, stop letting the media hold you hostage. We're the only fan base I know. We're the only fan base I know to get criticized for being excited about our team. And somebody says, well, you're not going to the Super Bowl, so we don't supposed to be excited about the team? Man, get out of here. We're fans. We're fans of the team. Man, I'm telling you, somebody need to tell somebody what a fan is. I'm just telling us. I'm sorry. Man, I'm just hyped up today. These folks gonna have to miss me with this nonsense. I'm a Cowboy fan first. Oh, I'll give you the truth. I'll give you the analytics. I'll keep it real. But it don't mean I'm not going to be excited about the team. Man, some people don't know the difference between a fan. See, some people want you. They want you to be their fan rather than the Cowboy fan. That's why Kyle Brandt. We're going to deal with him first. This dude's hilarious. Talking about there's nothing exciting about the Cowboys. Why are you talking about us then? We didn't ask you to talk about us, Kyle Brandt. Why are you talking about us? So you're mad that the fan base is excited? Get out of here. Get out of here. And anybody who try to tell Cowboy fans, do you not realize we're fans? We can be excited about a team even if we can come to the reality we probably not, or we may not go to the Super Bowl this year. That means we're not supposed to be excited about the team? Get out of here. I'm telling you up front, get out of here. Let's go. Dominique Pittman, what's going on? Yes, sir. J Law, what up? What up? Jack Owens, Filthy, what's up? My man, Madman in the crib, what up? Jared Thomas, what's going on with you? Yes, sir. Team's getting a lot better. It's time to shore up that drought. D Webb, what's going on? What's the word? Let's go. Jacob Jackson in the crib, what's up with you? Iceberg Slim, what up? What up? Tracy Bethune, what's up? What's up? What's happening from the DMV? Let's go. Alex in the crib, what's up with you? Yes, sir. Alex said it's the best Cowboys channel in the game. He said it. He said it. I can't do nothing but go along with him. Justin Bradley, what up? He says Cowboy Nation. Jared Thomas, again, number one Cowboys fan, and I'm number two. Number one Dak Prescott fan. I'm number two. Talking about LaShawn McCoy in the facility. It's laughable. They're hedging their bets. They're hedging their bets. Justin Bradley. Tell him what I said, Justin Bradley. We can be excited too. How come we can't be excited, Justin Bradley? Why not? LaQueen, let's go. What's going on, my sister in the crib? What's up? What's up? Louise Ortiz, what up? Rocco, what up with you? Yes, sir. Let's go. My man CW6253. He said, I'm glad a major move has been made to make this team better. CW, We ain't done. We ain't done. Yeah, Anthony Aldridge. I've been telling them, Anthony, you hit it on the head. It's a different field this year. It's a different field. My man Timothy Golden, what's up? He said, gee, I need Dak to target Lamb only 7-8 times a game. Hey, don't you worry. I've already said it. There will be some games that Pickens will be the number one receiver in those games. You watch what I tell you. My man Solomon Jernigan, what's up? He said Ryan Clark threw Pickens under the bus on ESPN NFL Network, then turned around and straightened it up on his pivot show. I saw it. Yeah, three and four letter networks always trying to create negative narrative. Solomon, you already seen my videos. I'm speaking nothing but positivity in that man's life. I believe George Pickens is going to be fine with the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to be great with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go, Mr. Shoddy. Let's go. 70s fan, I'm excited. We have every right to be. Miss Matrix in the crib, what's going on with you? True Cowboy, what it do? We have every reason. Hey, hold on a second. Miss Matrix said, hit that like button. I agree with her. Let's go. Kenneth Mackey in the crib. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's get this thing started. Hold on a second. My man Robert M31. What up with you? What up? I got to get a couple of more in, then we going to get started. I promise you. What's up? What's up? John Hilton in the crib. What's going on? That's how Jamaica will call it. People bad mind and grudgeful. Cowboys for life. My man Todd Church. Church. Facts. Let's do this. Yep. Let's go. Steve Campanella in the crib. Lost in translation. Salute. Let's go. Let's go. The wordologist. Let's go. New subscriber. Quickly becoming a fan. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Or yes, man. Whatever. The wordologist. Appreciate you. Let's go. Hoodie Kush. Yes, sir. Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let me get a few more in, then we go get in here. Roy Clay, what's up? What it do, G? Yeah, my man Mills 36 again. Let's go. All right. Man, these people got me fired up talking about the Cowboys. What are you talking about? This is going to be our first topic for today, Cowboys optimism. I'm going to be talking about this as we continue on going this season. We're going to talk about this. Cowboys fans, don't you let anybody tell you not to be optimistic about the Dallas Cowboys. You make that choice. You make that choice. Listen to the information, but you make the choice on whether you're going to be excited or not. And last time I checked, it's not just about going to the Super Bowl that makes a fan base excited. I know. We want the drought to be over. We hadn't been to a Super Bowl in 30 years, but there are teams out there that have never been to the Super Bowl, and the fan base is still buying their merch. The fan base is still buying tickets. The fan base is still cheering them on. The fan base still doing all those things. And we got the audacity. We have the audacity. People in the Cowboys community have the audacity to try to tell us we don't need to have no hope. What are you talking about? Even if we know we're not going to the Super Bowl, are we not supposed to be excited about our team? They're making some great moves. And I'm telling us, we're making championship moves. I've been saying this. Let's keep it real. The probability of us going to the Super Bowl, I'm not saying it can't happen. It's only 2 coaches that have ever won the Super Bowl in their rookie season as a head coach. But at the same time, those teams were not starting with brand new coaching staff and so many brand new players, whole new culture. It didn't happen like that. So we're going to have to give this team a couple of years. But what they're doing right now and what they're doing and what they're going to continue to do, they're going to continue to be competitive. And who knows? No one thought Philly was going to the Super Bowl. Not even at midseason, nobody thought Philly was going to the Super Bowl. Nobody thought the Washington Commanders were going to be in the NFC Championship game. So while we don't know if it's going to happen, but it could. But it could happen. It could happen. And we ought to keep that hope out there, not out of foolishness, but out of the fact of some of the things that we've done. We've done some things that can be classified as championship moves. And George Pickens, I don't care what anyone say, George Pickens is a championship move. And if you notice what the media is doing, the media cannot deny George Pickens is a steal for the Cowboys. George Pickens, people keep talking about number 2 wide receiver. Do we not realize George Pickens has been the number 1 wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the last 2 years, and this dude has been absolutely cooking number 1 cornerbacks? Yeah, he's the number 2 receiver here. But George Pickens was the number 1 receiver there. And by the time it's all said and done in Dallas, if everything just goes the way it should, watch what I tell you what Dak Prescott does with George Pickens. Watch what I tell you. Dak Prescott right now needs to start talking to George Pickens that when you sign your next big deal, I need you to make sure you break me off about 1 to 2% of your new contract because I'm about to make you into a superstar. You watch what I tell you. All we need is for Ford to stay healthy. That's all we need to pray for. If Ford stays healthy, I'm telling you, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are going to be insanity, along with Jaden Blue, along with Jake Ferguson, along with Phil Maffa, along with Kevontae Turpin. People do not, we got to start speaking some things and understanding reality. The reality is the Cowboys got some weapons. And if you deny it, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. The Cowboys making moves. I'm telling us. My man, the Tackle the Cowboys in here. What's going on, Tackle the Cowboys? We got to let them know, man. We Cowboy fans. At the end of the day, man, we Cowboy fans. We got to stop letting people tell us how we supposed to feel as Cowboy fans. Man, please, miss me. Man, I'm so excited about this Cowboy season. I don't know what to do. This has probably been one of the most, for me, boy, this is the biggest, I'm telling you. This is the most I've been excited since about the time of Jimmy Johnson. It almost seems like for the last few years, I've just been kind of going with the flow. I'm a Cowboys fan. Yeah, I like what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. We got a couple of players here, but I always felt like we were missing something. Now I feel like, no, hold on a second. We doing some things. Man, we doing some things, and we're not done. We're not done. That's the part where we ought to be excited. Y'all remember that year, what was it? A couple of years ago, we got Brandon Cooks. In the Cowboys front office, it was like they kicked their feet up on the desk and they were like, ha ha, we gave you Brandon Cooks. Now be happy. Not this year. The Cowboys are saying George Pickens isn't enough. I told y'all this before and I'm going to tell you again. I'm in the business of forgiveness. God teaches us something very powerful. You have to learn how to forgive a man 70 times 7. And that don't mean you need to go and count 490. That don't mean you need to do that. No, what that means is when a man shows that he's making changes, believe him. Believe him. Forgive him. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Stephen vowed, we're going to have the best roster in the NFL. I told you when he said it. Until he shows me something different, I believe him. I believe him. And I'm going to continue to believe Stephen Jones until he shows me something different. Because right now, it looks like to me he's trying to build the best roster in the NFL, period. You can't do it in a year, people. I know for everybody who keeps saying every time we get somebody, okay, let's get somebody right there. Let's get somebody right there. Let's get somebody over here, up there, down there. Okay, all that's good. Understand. We can't do it in a season. Howie Roseman don't do it in a season. Howie Roseman sneakily does it season over season. He continues to get better, and then they'll hit that pinnacle. Well, that's what we're working on. I've told y'all 2026 and 2027. Watch what I tell you. We're going to have a whole lot of folks eating their words. Neo, not from the Matrix, he says, nothing new, guys, because we are the Cowboys. If we traded for Justin Jefferson, all of a sudden Jefferson would suck and be a bad move. Shaking my head. Yeah, to them. Man, let me tell y'all something about Dak Prescott people don't understand. We don't need as much as other teams do. We've been doing more with less. As much as people say we need a number 2 wide receiver, we did. But do you realize we only had 1 wide receiver in 2023 and we won 12 games? Do we realize our defense wasn't that good in 2023 and we won 12 games? Do we realize that we couldn't run the ball good in 2023 and we won 12 games? Yeah, this team is better than the 2023 team. Right now, this team is better than the 2023 team. Tell me you wouldn't have rather took this 2023 team right now, because we already know there's some fat that's going to be trimmed way back there in the player fours and some of the player threes. But when you look at the first line, the second line, and half of the third line, tell me you wouldn't want to take that team right now. You wouldn't want to take this team right now and go up against the Green Bay Packers in 2023. Tell me we wouldn't. I bet you we could take this team right now up against the team that won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Right now. This team right now, I would take this team right now. I'm not saying we would have went to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you we would have played way better. Way better. Do we not realize injured how we played the Philadelphia Eagles in the first half of that game, of the first game last year in Dallas? Sun in the eye, CeeDee Lamb. Ezekiel Elliott fumbles on the goal line. Do we not realize that game would have been different and we wasn't even healthy? People keep talking about the Washington Commanders. We're not worried about the Washington Commanders. They had Jaden Daniels last year that some people are crowning as a top 5 quarterback. Nah, I'm sorry, bro. I don't crown you as a top 5 quarterback one season in the league. Nah, I don't crown you like that. Some people play that game. I don't play that game. Nah, bro. When you start talking about being a top 5 quarterback, nah, bro, we talking about a body of work. We're not talking about one season. Top 5 quarterbacks, we're talking about a body of work. Years, a body of work. We're not talking about rookie seasons. No, we're talking about a body of work over years. What have you done consistently? And nobody can tell me anything different. Dak Prescott has done more with less. More with less. It's amazing to me. The same Stephen A. Smith that talks bad about Dak Prescott is the same Stephen A. Smith who for years, Jerry doesn't get players. Jerry doesn't do this. Jerry is cheap. So wait a minute. So you're saying that Jerry don't get the man what he needs, but then you say because he's a Dallas Cowboy quarterback and because he gets paid this amount of money, he's supposed to overcome shortcomings of the team. Man, I'm telling you, we got to stop letting these people hold us hostage. It's silliness. It's silliness. I want to get to our first story. I'm sorry, I'm hyped up today. Let's get going. So our first story is I want to show you this dude, Kyle Brandt. This the same dude. That when Dak Prescott came out and said, I don't play for money. This dude took what Dak Prescott said out of context and starts running his mouth. Oh, yeah, you don't play for money. So if you don't play for money, why are you playing? And all this old stupid stuff. This man doesn't understand. When you're a person like Dak Prescott, you just take any of these top flight athletes. Well, they don't play for money. The money comes along with with who they are, their performance. It comes along with who they are. When you're great, let me inform y'all of something. Y'all have heard me say this before. When you're great, you don't play for money. The money comes along with being great. Well, what are we talking about? The money comes along with being great. So let's just imagine this. So let's just say for sake of argument, let's say that I'm the #1 Dallas Cowboy content creator on YouTube. I have 300,000 subscribers. Every time I release a video, it does 100,000 views. Plus, some 1 million. Live streams. I'm doing $1,000 in super chats and live streams. My live streams are getting, they're getting thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. Do you think I'm doing it for the money? I was doing it before I got the money. No, the money comes along with being good. It comes along with being great. Some content creators don't understand this. See, when we're talking about the Cowboys, this is what some content creators don't understand. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just speaking facts for a moment on this. Do you realize we're not selling the stats? We're not selling film. We're not selling the breakdowns. We're not selling even merchandise. You know what we're selling? Ourselves. That's what we're selling. We're selling ourselves. Because when you're good at it or you're great at something, all that other stuff comes along with it. Money comes along with being great. I'm sorry, it does. Money comes along with being great. Now, you may get to certain points in your life where you have to negotiate that money. Money comes along with being great. Kyle Brandt is ignorant. But I'm going to show you how much of a hypocrite he is. So if you say that there's nothing exciting about the Cowboys, so why are you talking about us then? Why are you talking about us? We didn't ask you to speak on us. Our fan base didn't ask you to say nothing. But we know you're irrelevant without the Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith is irrelevant. Ryan Clark said it best. No one would watch First Take during the football season if they didn't talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Cam Newton even came out and said on one of his 4th and 1 shows here recently. He said, I didn't understand it at first. He said, I was at ESPN and I asked the question. I remember when he asked it on air and I was laughing because I said, hey, man, this dude better get with the program. Cam Newton said, why are we talking about the Dallas Cowboys? Man, what? Why are we talking about the Dallas? What? Somebody better tell this man why we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, because if we don't talk about the Dallas Cowboys, nobody will watch. That's why. What is Stephen A. Smith without the Dallas Cowboys? Somebody tell me. What is he? What is Skip Bayless without the Dallas Cowboys? What would the media be without the Dallas Cowboys? Nothing. I would dare say, I don't believe half the people would watch the NFL without the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL would not be nowhere near as popular as it is without the Dallas Cowboys. So Kyle Brandt, you're not fooling us, bro. I got a video for you later on, too. You're not fooling us, Kyle Brandt. We know what you're doing. We're not exciting. We're boring. Why are you talking about us then? Why are you talking about us if we're boring? Boy, I got a video for Kyle Brandt later on. I'm telling you, this man is crazy. Check this out.
Now, speaking of dumber things, I'm going to give Alec Medford a chance to address this individual first. We're about to play a few cuts from Andrew Brandt. And I'm not saying that Kyle Brandt. I don't know why I said that. Kyle Brandt. And I'm not saying I agree with all of these things, but I do happen to agree with a bulk of what.
Appreciate you tackle the Cowboys. He said, keep it up, brother. Love what you do. Hey, same here, tackle with Cowboys. Boy, I done already told you, boy, you killing the game right now. Tackle the Cowboys, killing the game. Hey, keep doing it, man. Like, you know what I told you already. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Settle for nothing less than the best. Keep doing it. Appreciate you, man. Love everything you're doing, too. It's inspiring. And let me say again, man, and then we go get on with this thing with Kyle Brandt. But again, man, as content creators, man, I'm telling you, when I see content creators, man, and they're successful, man, I don't understand some of the people in this sphere. I get so excited for other Cowboy content creators. Man, when they're doing their thing and they're not bothering anybody, they're just doing their thing, and the fans is what tell you, the fan base is what tell you who, where, what, when, and how. And when the fan base is loving the content, who am I to criticize? Man, if the fan base is speaking, man, I listen to Cowboys Nation. When we get content creators, man, and they're successful, man, we ought not be trying to figure out ways to tear them down. Man, we ought to be excited for them. We ought to be excited for what they're doing. Hey, man, encourage them. Hey, keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. Keep giving us whatever it is. Keep giving us that information. Keep giving us your perspective on this team, because there are so many different perspectives. And people get to choose which one they listen to and which perspective they look from. Maybe they may look for multiple. But man, in this thing, man, I just be so excited when content creators, man, are just doing their thing and being successful. Because I look at them and go, yeah, I can do it too. I can do it too. I'm not looking at them as competition. I'm looking at them as, yeah, man, this is inspiring. Boy, this dude, hey, and we need to, learn from each other. Learn from each other. And just keep on, because at the end of the day, y'all get the reward. The fan base gets the reward. Because the fan base wants the truth. The fan base wants to be encouraged. Fan base wants to be entertained sometimes. So I love it. So again, I appreciate you tagging the Cowboys. Also, man, I'm telling you, Voch Lombardi, I love what this dude, I love everything Voch Lombardi stands for. I don't know him personally. But he's one of these guys. He has really worked his way to a point. I mean, it looks like he works for the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, he has a whole lot of followers, man. He's doing his thing, but he doesn't compete with the YouTubers. He doesn't try to compete with the YouTubers who don't have the success that he has, or he doesn't try to compete with anybody who, and I don't want to say below him, but he just doesn't try to compete with other YouTubers like that. He doesn't. No, and instead he tries to, he tries to encourage them. He tries to do whatever he can, even if he's doing it inadvertently. He'll do things to help other content creators. So, hey, man, it is absolutely great. It is absolutely great. So I just love when I see, man, successful content creators doing their thing, man, not bothering nobody, just being encouraging. Man, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Shouldn't be no hatred or nothing like that on anybody. But again, I digress. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be a part of the me. I just want to be a part of the Cowboys Nation and just encourage the fan base, man, and let us understand something, man. We got to get back to being fans, man. At the end of the day, man, come rain, sleet, or snow, let me tell y'all, I'm rolling with the Cowboys had they not got George Pickens. I'm rolling with the Cowboys had they not got Tyler Booker. I'm rolling with the Cowboys, and all I'm gonna do is say, hey, we're gonna do what we have, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. And the Cowboys, but hey, I'm also glad the Cowboys are doing their thing. Cowboys are doing their thing, and they are not done. They are not done. So I absolutely love it. But again, let's check out this thing with Kyle Brandt. But again, not just Kyle Brandt. Now, y'all might not remember something I was talking about yesterday. I think it was Shannon RJ and Bobby Belt. And I think it was I get their names mixed up, but maybe it was Shannon talking about that the Cowboys, that is as the radio station, and I took it as 105.3 The Fan, that he was saying that they don't get too high on the Cowboys and they don't get too low on the Cowboys. Excuse me. And I kind of disagreed with that. Because anybody who's here in this DFW area knows there have been times, at least to me, and maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. But there have been times to me in this DFW area where I felt like that 105.3 The Fan was straight up hating on the Cowboys in all kinds of ridiculous ways. Now y'all tell me what you think. But I'm saying all that to say this. Listen how they're talking about the Cowboys too. Check this out.
What he's saying about just the Cowboys' upcoming season. But Alec, do you have thoughts about Kyle Brandt?
Yeah, I just think he's probably the biggest hypocrite in national football media, because I think it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, he went on this epic rant that got thousands and thousands of retweets and Instagram posts, and probably got played on this very station about how he's tired of the Cowboys getting forced into relevancy. The only time I ever see any of his content getting clicks is when he's talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
I could see that.
Years removed from that situation. So, I'm tired of the Cowboys. I don't want to talk about them. The only time he talks about them is whenever he's reacting live on air to you guys' conversations with Jerry Jones, with Stephen Jones. He gets his content from us about the Cowboys, but he hates it so much, even though it gets him thousands of retweets. Oh, he can't stand it. And we're about to prove my point here. This is incredible timing.
Isn't it amazing? Nobody talks about Kyle Brandt until he mentions the Cowboys. Now, if anybody's watched Good Morning Football or good whatever that show is he's on, Does anybody really take that show serious? Especially now. Does anybody take him serious? No one talks about Kyle Brandt. The only time I've heard anybody talk about Kyle Brandt, the last time he talked about Dak Prescott is what this guy's talking about. And now he's talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Because other than that, who ever hears anybody talk about Kyle Brandt? So there's a reason why he's mentioning the Dallas Cowboys. And like he's saying, yeah, this is where he gets his attention from. But let's listen to more.
It was a rant, that's for sure.
I am going to prove the point, Alec. I'm sorry for bringing this up. But I will say, in this instance, and I don't think it's particularly that much of a hot take, I kind of agree with a lot of what he's saying. So let's go.
Let me tell you something. I'm not saying that Kyle Brandt couldn't say something right. But as it applies to the Cowboys, I couldn't see a situation where I would be saying that I agree with the majority of what Kyle Brandt is saying. Now, I can't remember this guy's name, but I want you to hear what he just said. He said, I agree with the majority of what he says in this particular instance. Okay, I want y'all to listen to what this guy's saying.
To Kyle Brandt specifically, so we broke this up into 3 parts. Let's go to cut number 9, please.
They are by far the least interesting team in their division. By far. 4th out of 4. And I don't know if that's ever been true in my entire life. Even the Dave Campo era had more sizzle than this team does. Even smaller market teams right now are headlights and neon compared to America's team. The Titans are way more interesting. The Jaguars are way more interesting. The Dallas Cowboys coaching hire was not a bold choice. It was sensible. The Dallas Cowboys first-round draft pick was not a bold choice. It was practical.
Are we hearing this? Are we hearing this? Straight garbage. This is straight garbage lies that this man is telling. This is absolutely sad. Wait a minute. This man fixed his lips to say, the Tennessee Titans? Where's the storyline with the Tennessee Titans? Where is it? They got the number 1 overall pick in Cam Ward. Where's the storyline? How was that exciting? See, let me go back to what I said earlier. See, Kyle Brandt don't understand something. You don't get to determine what's exciting. I don't get to determine what's exciting. The people who consume the content, they determine what's exciting. And because of Kyle Brandt says the Jaguars, so what did the Jacksonville Jaguars do that is really Travis Hunter, Jordan Lewis. But that wasn't exciting to the NFL world as a whole. And it's not that it wasn't exciting. It's just not as exciting. And this man is lying to himself because everybody was criticizing the Dallas Cowboys for getting one Brian Schottenheimer. The whole NFL world gasped. The NFL world gasped when Jerry and Steven hired Brian Schottenheimer. Tell me they didn't. Even the Dallas Cowboy media, the Dallas Cowboy fan base, everybody was scratching their head. Michael Irvin went on a rant. All of this stuff. Rich Eisen, everybody was like, Brian Schottenheimer. He called that sensible. A team that hasn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years fires a Super Bowl winning coach. And then they hire a first-time head coach who's been an assistant coach for as many years as the Cowboys have not been to the Super Bowl. But you're telling us that was sensible. I'm telling you, these people are disingenuous. This is foolishness. Foolishness. And let me tell you something. I'm not fooled in the least by people like Kyle Brandt. Just like I'm not fooled by James Jones. James Jones talking about that George Pickens coming to the Dallas Cowboys is not going to get Dak Prescott over the hump. He said even if the Jamar Chase came to the Dallas Cowboys, it wouldn't get Dak Prescott over the hump. Foolishness. Foolishness. He ought to know better because the only year that Aaron Rodgers recorded a Super Bowl, isn't it strange? He was loaded with wide receivers across the board. He was loaded. Players make a huge difference. They do. Ask Jalen Hurts. He'll tell you. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl last year, went to the Super Bowl in 2022, and nobody is saying Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. They're actually arguing against Jalen Hurts being a top 10 quarterback. Players matter. Saquon Barkley mattered. The defensive line mattered. Players on a team around a quarterback mattered. If it didn't, the Buffalo Bills wouldn't be loading up Josh Allen for a Super Bowl. Yeah, the Buffalo Bills are loading up Josh Allen. They're saying, we got to get a Super Bowl in the next two to 3 years. If not, Josh Allen is just going to be, he's just going to be one of these quarterbacks like a Dan Marino. And he won't even be Dan Marino. At least Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl once. He'll be an immensely talented quarterback that never won one. But again, Kyle Brandt is foolishness. There is no other team more exciting than the Dallas Cowboys. Every little move we make, like Sting said, I'll be watching you. The NFL world stops every time the Cowboys do something. Let me tell you something. George Pickens could have went to the Kansas City Chiefs. I promise you they'd have been through talking about it in one day. One day they'd have been through talking about it. We get the Dallas Cowboys, man, we on day 3. We still ain't done. We still are not done. This man, Kyle Brandt, this is one of the reasons why he is not one of those guys that people listen to. He's not one of those guys. Man, no one listens to this dude. That's why he's saying these absolutely insane things about the Cowboys. The Tennessee Titans are more. Boy, please. Boy, please. Tennessee Titans are not more exciting than the New York Giants right now. Boy, please. This dude is crazy.
The not paying Micah storyline is a rerun of an episode we've seen 10 times from this team. The quarterback is the quarterback. He'll be very good, not great, say the right things and get paid, and we'll do it again next year. The most interesting thing that has happened in the last calendar year for the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't even think it's close, is the owner's breathtaking cameo in a television show called Landman.
All right.
So Jerry Jones appearing in Landman is more exciting than getting George Pickens. Please stop this man from talking about football. Stop Kyle Brandt right now from talking about football. So you're telling me that the Dallas Cowboys getting Tyler Booker, Donovan Ezeraku, Savon Revel Jr., Jaden Blue, you're telling me that Jerry Jones playing in Landman is more exciting than the draft the Cowboys had? Kyle Brandt is telling us that the Dallas Cowboys, who never play in free agency, went in free agency and is still in free agency currently, and there has been no team busier than the Dallas Cowboys. He's telling us that Jerry Jones being in Landman is more exciting than everything the Cowboys is doing this offseason. And it's strange to me that no one else is saying this but him. So why do we think he's saying this? Do we think he's saying this because it's factual? Or is he saying this because he's irrelevant? Nobody's listening to him. Nobody wants to see him hardly. But this is going to get attention and headlines for him. Now, that ain't the part that's even the more insane. You want to know the part that's even more insane? The fact that this guy with the bald head on the right said that he agrees with most of what he said. That's the part I want you to really key in on. Well, I don't know, maybe he isn't. This is supposed to be the home of the Dallas Cowboys, but he's saying he's agreeing with Kyle Brandt. I would never tell nobody that out loud, but just listen to him.
Look, I know this feels illegal, but it's
Again, I would never tell anybody that I agree with this man out loud. But this is him.
So, and this is the part, and I know people are going to get frustrated. And Alec, I don't disagree with the rest of what you're saying. But when it comes to this, I kind of think he's mostly right
About
just the boring nature of the Cowboys heading into this season. Depending on what you think, like I don't particularly think they're primed
Nothing
to
splashy happened with the
compete in the
Cowboys.
playoffs or anything like that.
no,
So, wait, hold on a second. We realize this isn't last week before George Pickens, right? This isn't last week before George Pickens. This is post George Pickens. And the guy on the left says, the Cowboys have done nothing splashy. Now, let me tell you how these guys are thinking. I was listening to them on the radio today. And they said something to me that was so just crazy to me. So they're saying that because George Pickens is only going to cost the Cowboys $3.6 million this year. And because the Cowboys didn't break the bank on a player, that they don't consider that to be a splashy move nor a risky move per se. Okay, so let me get this part right. So George Pickens, who everyone will tell you is an absolute monster wide receiver. There is nobody that won't tell you this. Even Colin Cowherd, who talked so negatively about George Pickens. You know what he couldn't deny? Immensely talented. Immensely talented. This dude makes number one receivers look silly. Number one receivers look silly. Everybody knows what he is. But no one finds it strange that the trade only happened with the Dallas Cowboys? Because most other teams were not willing to deal with George Pickens. So you don't think that's a splashy move? It's a risky move. We're taking a huge chance. We gave up a third and a fifth. And you're saying that's not splashy. That's beyond splashy. Knowing that George Pickens can easily, we're going to talk about this after this, George Pickens can easily walk away from us. George Pickens may absolutely walk away from the Dallas Cowboys after this season, especially if he has the kind of season that he can probably have with Dak Prescott. And once he puts up those numbers and he shows, that his attitude is going to be right. I mean, this dude may literally walk away from the Dallas Cowboys and get a 4-year, $150 million deal with $90 million guaranteed. He may literally get that deal from somebody else. This dude said that wasn't a splashy move. Now, when you look at the Cowboys free agency, while you may not say that there was not a splashy player, I'm not looking at the one move. I'm looking at all the moves. And when you look at all the moves in totality, the Cowboys made a splashy move in free agency that they haven't been making, and they made a splashy move in free agency that no one else is making this year. The Cowboys brought in an entire training camp. The Cowboys brought in an entire training camp in free agency. The Cowboys got better at like 4 or 5 different positions. Easy. How do you not call Tyler Booker and Donovan Ezeraku not a splashy move? Donovan Ezeraku now, people are saying, some say they had him rated above Abdul Carter. Some are saying he was second to Abdul Carter. People are saying these things. So listening to these two guys right here, This is what I'm telling y'all about this DFW area radio station as it pertains to the Dallas Cowboys. Are they keeping it real? I don't call this keeping it real. I call this people who try to, it's like going against what everyone else is thinking. That'll get me attention. People do this as a tactic. Yeah, everybody else is thinking, everybody else is going right, I'm going left. Everybody going left, I'm going right. Everybody else positive, I'm negative. Because they think that being like that is going to be the thing that's going to grab everyone's attention. The Cowboys, if you don't call George Pickens a splashy move, hey, I don't think there's anything the Cowboys are going to be able to do. I don't think there's going to be anything the Cowboys are going to be able to do that's going to be a splashy move to a person like this. It's crazy to me.
Nothing splashy.
I hope I'm wrong.
Nothing splashy happened with them. I don't think they're the fourth in intrigue in this division. I mean, I guess the Giants have intrigue because they're chaos. The Cowboys, however, did fall to third in any interest in that division for sure. Yeah. Because Washington got a quarterback that everybody's excited about.
Yep.
They have ownership that people are excited about. Now they have the new stadium that they're so there's a lot going on there. And the friggin' Eagles were just one.
Isn't it amazing? So this guy on the left, isn't this amazing? He just reminded us of every reason why everybody should be excited about the Washington Commanders. And isn't it strange? Has anyone heard anybody be excited about the Washington Commanders? Maybe their fan base. The Washington Commanders are not transcending Washington. See, these guys are missing it again. You don't get to determine what's exciting. I don't get to determine what's exciting. The people do. I can report things because they're exciting to me. I can report those things. And it doesn't mean they're exciting to everyone else, but it's exciting to me. I may post a video sometimes and go, boy, this is exciting to me. I know this is going to blow up. Man, that video might get 100 views, baby. I mean, I'm just hyperbole on the views, but just follow me. But then there may be another video I do and go, well, this is not really exciting to me, but everybody's talking about it, so I'm going to do a video on it. And it blows up. You know what that means? It's exciting to them because I don't get to determine what's exciting. I don't get to determine it. So when he's talking about exciting, he just reminded us to what to be excited about, and I haven't heard anyone being excited about it. I'm talking about the national media. I haven't heard anybody being excited about it. Okay, Jaden Daniels. Do we not understand? Dak Prescott had one of those types of seasons too. And had it not been for Aaron Blippin Rodgers, Dak Prescott probably, I believe that team, had it got past Green Bay, it was probably an NFC championship game. It was probably an NFC championship team in Dak Prescott's rookie season, him and Zeke. They were that good too. And sometimes you need some luck. Yeah, Washington, you needed some luck. There's a reason why you wanted to beat the Dallas Cowboys in the last game of the season, because you knew that that was the easiest path to the NFC championship game. Because you wanted to avoid teams that you thought, that you knew that would literally beat the brakes off of you in the playoffs. They did it strategically. The Washington Commanders, people got to understand what they did. They played strategically for a certain path. Dan Quinn talked about it. And the whole NFC East benefited from Dak Prescott being injured during the easiest part of the Cowboys season. They benefited from the Detroit Lions defense being decimated. They benefited from so many things. So when we're talking about Jaden Daniels, is Jaden Daniels good? Yes. But I've seen this book before. I've seen Dak Prescott. I've seen Lamar Jackson. I've seen C.J. Stroud. We continue to see these rookie quarterbacks. They come into the league. And they wind up on a pretty good team. They wind up on a pretty good team, and they wind up looking really, really good. And then what do we know? I mean, what do we notice by year number 2? These defensive coordinators, they go watch tape on them. They lose some players here and there on the team. And before you know it, this quarterback that everybody has crowned as being the next superstar quarterback, the next Tom Brady, they're struggling to get back to that same point. Isn't it strange what's happened to Joe Burrow? Yeah, we saw this with Joe Burrow too. Where's Joe Burrow now? Is he still one of the best quarterbacks in the league? Yes. But has he got back to the Super Bowl? Not even close. We see this stuff happen all the time. All the time. And again, he's reminding us of what we're supposed to be excited about. But we're not excited about it. Isn't it amazing what the football world is excited about? George Pickens. George Pickens. That's what the football world is excited about. George Pickens going to the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys now are going to be the biggest storyline in the NFL this year. Because everybody is they're going to be wanting to see, what is the George Pickens effect? What is it? Dak Prescott has no excuse. You're going to start hearing this more and more, especially when the Cowboys add a couple of more pieces, and they're really going to be saying, Cowboys have no excuse. They're going to ignore brand new coaches, brand new players, first-year head coach. They're going to ignore all that. But again, I'm laughing at this guy saying what we're supposed to be excited about, what the media is supposed to be excited about. Nobody's excited about it.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on there. The draft for the Cowboys.
Wait, he said the Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl. Isn't it strange? We're the Super Bowl winners I've ever seen. Won a Super Bowl one day. No one was talking about it 2 days later. Nobody. The Philadelphia Eagles fan base is even crazier. They won the Super Bowl. You know what they're talking about? The Dallas Cowboys getting George Pickens. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why would the Philadelphia Eagles, who won the Super Bowl, not be concerned about winning the Super Bowl, but they're more worried about the fact that the Cowboys got George Pickens? You don't get to tell people what to be excited about. The Cowboys have actually been one of the most exciting teams this entire offseason. They've been one of the most exciting teams. They have been. My sister, the Rebel Chicks, she's at the front of the congregation. Appreciate the super chat. Angie said she's convinced that a lot of Zesty Eagle fans must be lurking. She said them likes are too low. Angie said, get them likes up. Yes, appreciate you, Angie. These people, man, they're out of touch. The Cowboys are absolutely exciting. See, this is the part that people confuse. They confuse exciting with winning. The Cowboys are exciting winning or losing. And the media, whether people understand this or not, for them, the Cowboys are more exciting losing. Because they just get to talk about the Cowboys over and over and more and more and more and more and more. They love the Dallas Cowboys. They do. And this stuff that this guy is talking about, telling us who's more exciting than the Cowboys. I mean, did they literally have this discussion before they came on? Because this is crazy to me. You can't be saying these things and be normal in the brain. But again, just keep listening.
Is just had. Oh, yeah, I guess the draft in D.C. also. The draft the Cowboys just had, nothing really truly splashy there.
Which does.
What? Are we hearing this? Who is this guy? This is insanity to me. This guy said the Cowboys, who got an A+, if I'm not mistaken, by Pro Football Focus, B+ by Sports Illustrated, B to a B+ by Brian Broaddus. So many other media members even talking about how great the Cowboys draft was. Again, Tyler Booker, Donovan Ezeraku, Savon Revel Jr., who may turn out to be the steal of the draft. Jaden Blue may turn out to be one of the steals of the draft. When you look at what the Cowboys did in this draft by filling so many different needs and creating so much depth on this team, everyone's talking about how good the draft is, but the folk in Dallas, y'all see what I'm telling you? The people outside of Dallas are excited about the Dallas Cowboys draft, but these guys, they're agreeing with Kyle Brandt. He just said that the Cowboys draft was not splashy. What? I'm just telling you. This is the stuff I'm talking about in this area. Just listen.
Doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think they made an excellent pick in Booker. I think that they made 2 really good picks in the second and third round as well. And
So hold on a second. So Tyler Booker is an excellent pick, but he's not a splashy pick. Oh, hold on. The splashy pick, I'm getting it. The splashy pick is the pick they wanted, obviously. The splashy pick, I'm sorry. The Cowboys were supposed to trade back, get Matthew Golden, Amarion Hampton, and then not get Donovan Ezeraku in the second or whatever the case may be, because you can't have both. You can't have Amarion Hampton. You can't get him and Donovan Ezeraku. You can't get him and Savell Revel Jr. You can't do those things, correct? So unless it's the move that people want, then the move is splashy. No. Do the Cowboys normally get an offensive lineman? Yep, they do. But Tyler Booker? We're not talking about Tyler Guyton. We're talking about Tyler Booker. And Guyton, we got to see what he is. He needs some more development. I think they might have picked him a little too high. Tyler Booker? Nah. He's going to be a bona fide player. Straight up, he's going to be a bona fide player. No doubt about it. Donovan Ezeraku, you call that good? Go back and listen to what everybody's saying about this guy. Go look at the people who are evaluating players, what they're saying about Donovan Ezeraku. You guys, I'm telling you, man. I'm just telling you, man. There was a reason why for a while I wasn't listening to 105.3 The Fan.
We'll see about the rest of the draft from there, but I think the first 3 picks were picks that make your team good. Okay, I'm not going to say they make your team better, but they make your team good.
Yeah.
Does this guy not understand? So they don't make the team better, but they make the team good. So let me ask you. I wish I could ask him the question. So that you think the Cowboys were good without him? Who thought the Cowboys before Booker, Ezeraku, Savon Revel Jr.? Who thought they were good? So if you thought they were good, because I thought the free agency was good, right? So if they were good before those players, or if they were not good before those players, do you see where I'm going? You can't look at this from either perspective and not say the Cowboys are not better because of those players. This is silliness. It doesn't even make sense. If you're better than you were when you get these players, then those players not only made you good, those players made you better. And if we were good before we got those players and those players are good, then those players make a good team better. This statement doesn't even make sense. They have to make you better. But they want to agree. They want to agree with Kyle Brandt. So you're going to defy logic to make yourself agree with Kyle Brandt. There is no way. There is no way. I used to listen to Kyle Brandt back in the day, and I would be just scratching my head. And I would be like, okay, you don't have to play football to know football, but at least you need to watch it and study it to know it. Man, you go back and find out this dude used to be an actor, and I don't even think he hardly watched football. I think he may even said that once or twice. Man, this is mind-blowing that this is the radio station in DFW. Just telling you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to what they can do. But again, nothing sexy about it, which is very weird for a Jerry Jones type team. The offseason free agency, nothing sexy about it. Although
nothing sexy. Strange. All of this is strange to me. Because it's strange how the media, there are people outside of Dallas who are saying that the Cowboys made, quote unquote, he called them sexy moves. Okay. Sexy moves. You know, I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So maybe maybe these moves were not sexy to him. But when you start talking to other people, they start telling you these moves were sexy. The Cowboys did make some sexy moves in this free agency. So Dante Fowler Jr. wasn't a sexy move. So nobody thought Dante Fowler was a sexy move. He didn't think it was a sexy move. A lot of us thought it was a sexy move. There were people in the media who thought it was a sexy move. Kenneth Murray Jr., that wasn't a sexy move. There were people who said that was a very sexy move by the Cowboys. See, these guys, I'm telling you where they are, though. These guys are basically saying that if the Cowboys didn't pay a lot of money for players, see, and we know it's true, you do have to spend to win. But see, the Cowboys are telling us something. Yeah, you have to spend to win. We're spending the money on the players in-house. This is what the Cowboys do. We're waiting on them to spend on the outside. Yeah, that'll be great when they do it. But at the same time, I'm not going to knock the Cowboys if they can get George Pickens on $3.6 million for one season. If they want to, they can sign George Pickens to a big-time deal and have both George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I'm not going to criticize the Cowboys for being smart with their money. At the same time, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the Cowboys will make that move. But when you look at the Cowboys free agency, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Because there's quite a few of us that think that, yeah, there's a sexy free agency to us, especially when we don't even go looking. Yeah, this thing been sexy to us. This dude is right here in Dallas. This is how they're talking.
They added players that I think are going to be helpful to this team. So, in the grand scheme of things, the Cowboys did what we've been begging them to do during the offseason, and that is stop caring about all the other things and just build a good, talented roster.
Because wouldn't you love for this team to bore?
So wait a minute. So if they're doing what you've been asking them to do, you've already said the players are good, but the team is not better. And now you're saying that they finally done what we're asking them to do. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm telling you. This is what holds Dallas Cowboys fan base hostage. This guy just told us the Cowboys did good in free agency. Did good to great in the draft. And saying all of that, none of it's sexy, none of it's exciting, and it's just blah, blah, blah. This is what this guy just told us. It's like he's arguing with himself. It's like he's hedging his own bets. So they did what you wanted them to do, what we've been begging them to do, but they really don't get credit for that. They're still boring. I'm just telling you. This is that never satisfied mentality right here. This is that never satisfied mentality. See, it's not like we're saying we want the Cowboys to stop right here. But we also, as fans, we ought to be able to not only recognize when we're moving different, we ought to also be able to give credit when we're moving different, and we ought to be excited when we're moving different. Why wouldn't we? This makes no sense to me. Even this guy's attitude, it don't make sense to me. Do we realize we can be excited and also acknowledge we're not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl for the next 3 seasons? We can acknowledge that. It doesn't mean that we don't have a chance, but we understand the odds of a brand new coach with a brand new coaching staff, all new players, implementing new defensive scheme, new offensive scheme, new culture. We are in reality knowing what we have to do. But we can also be excited because that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's why we are excited. We're not doing the same thing that we used to do. I'm sorry, that's sexy. That's sexy. That's like a woman being married to a man, and the man, he was 30 pounds overweight, didn't comb his hair, didn't wear nice clothes. And then all of a sudden one day you know what? He start buying some nice clothes, gets him a gym membership. All of a sudden he sheds 35 pounds and he's chiseled, got his beard all shaped up, got his hair all nice. And I mean, this dude done made a total turnaround. And that's like the woman looking at her husband rather than saying, man, you sure are sexy now. She look at her husband and go, you cheating, aren't you? What? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is the kind of stuff that happens. If you put that type of mentality in your head, it's the same old, same old. Nothing's ever going to change. And then when it do change, you make every excuse of why it's still the same old thing disguised as it's the same old thing disguised as something different. Can we acknowledge that maybe it's something different? And maybe we're putting some pizzazz back into this team. Maybe we're giving this team a real reason to be excited and have some hope. We got Cowboy fans telling other Cowboy fans, don't have no hope. No, don't recognize what we're doing. No, don't have no hope. It's amazing to me. I've been seeing some of them same people who were just saying this last week, we get George Pickens all of a sudden. Maybe the Cowboys are moving different. It's amazing how they're all jumping on the bandwagon of the same people they were criticizing. It's amazing to me. Still throwing in. Now, if we get this and we get this, I'll be excited. Man, you know what? We ain't worried about you being excited. Amen, Walls. We ain't worried about you being excited. Just because you're not excited, you don't get to tell us not to be excited. The fan base ought to be excited about what we are doing, not what we've done. George Pickens, I'm telling you, I've been saying this, they're going to continue to tweak this team. They're going to continue to tweak this team. This front office, I don't believe they're satisfied yet. I don't. And we have to be able to acknowledge some of these things. Because I am telling you, man, this is pure undercover hatred. See, guys be running around talking about they're keeping it real. No, they're hating. This is pure hatred on these guys' behalf. Just keep listening.
Everyone to death on their way to finishing 12-5 and actually doing something in the playoffs?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the Eagles bored me last year, and they won a Super Bowl, and I was like,
I rest my case. These guys are bananas. That's bananas. I don't know. Maybe they bored them. Even us people who don't like the Philadelphia Eagles, there is no way that you looked at the Philadelphia Eagles and said, I'm bored. Oh, I'm bored watching the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm bored watching Saquon Barkley run for 200-something yards sometimes in the game. I'm bored with Saquon Barkley jumping over people backwards. I'm bored with Saquon Barkley hitting his head on the goalpost, having the most explosive team, having the most explosive plays in the NFL. I'm bored watching Jalen Hurts destroy teams with the run. I'm bored watching the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line totally destroy teams because there is nothing they can do with the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. This is pure foolishness. Who watched the Philadelphia Eagles last year and were bored? Come on. What? Who? If anything, Cowboy fans were looking at the Philadelphia Eagles in anger. We were looking at them in anger because we were saying, why are we not getting Dak Prescott those kinds of weapons? Why are we not putting those kind of players around Dak Prescott? Why are we not doing that stuff? Yeah, that's what we were saying. This is foolishness. The Philadelphia Eagles bored them last year. Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all tell me in the chat. Maybe I'm crazy. What were the Philadelphia Eagles boring last year? Were the Philadelphia Eagles boring last year? Oh, they made us angry last year, but were they boring? This is pure foolishness. Foolishness.
Dang, dude.
Now, he wasn't done because here's the comparison. Go to cut number 10. Do you think the Cowboys are like this?
They are currently like the Tupperware of teams. It's just something you have. You don't think about it. You don't care about it. You put the spaghetti in, you put it in the fridge. You have no attachment to it at all. It just serves a practical need of being one of the teams in the NFC East.
Good.
Foolishness. What? Ask the NFL what Kyle Brandt said is true. Ask the NFL. Ask the NFL if the Dallas Cowboys are Tupperware. Ask the NFL. Ask the NFL what team, year after year after year, has the most watched games in the NFL. Ask the NFL if the Cowboys are Tupperware. Ask them. Take the Dallas Cowboys out of the NFL. We'll see who the Tupperware really is. I'm just telling us. Take the Dallas Cowboys out of the NFL. We'll find out who Tupperware is. yeah, we'll find out who Tupperware is. You know what the reality is? People watch the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL isn't the same without the Dallas Cowboys. You want to talk about, and I'm not saying it's boring, but it is boring. Because the storylines aren't good. NFL ratings were down last year. Don't let them fool you. Playoff ratings and the Super Bowl ratings were down last year. The only way they got those ratings up, they added something new into the ratings. They added in people watching football games at the bars. They figured out a way to figure that into the ratings. So if you're sitting in a bar that has the game on, they counted you as watching the Super Bowl, even if you're sitting over there that you don't even care about the game that was on. That's what they were doing. The NFL needs the Dallas Cowboys. They are not the Tupperware. They need the Dallas Cowboys. And this dude, Kyle Brandt. So again, can you explain to me why you're talking about the Tupperware? Let me tell you something. When somebody makes a take like this, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. I'm telling you, they know what they're doing. They know someone's going to hear this, and they're going to give them some attention. You got my attention, Gilbert. You got my attention, Kyle Brandt. You got my attention. Yeah. I got a video for you. Yep, you got my attention. I'm not going to say anything. You already know I'm not going to say anything bad because I'm not going against who I am. But, yeah, you got my attention, Kyle Brandt. Somebody got to point you out. Somebody got to point you out for what you're doing because the KNC masterpiece, no, they're not going to point you out. They're going right along with you. It's crazy to me.
Again, Jerry, don't respond to this. This is all I'm asking you. Don't go.
Unless you want to do it on our show.
You know what, guys?
Then call in right now.
You know what we need to go do? We need to go make some. We need to make some trades right now. You know, don't get into this like he's right. No.
Man, come on, man. Hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. So, let me get this straight. So this dude thinks he literally has to plead with Jerry Jones in 2025, who had Ashton Genty on the board, Travis Hunter on the board, Shedeur Sanders on the board, who told us that he stuck to the draft card, that they stuck to their draft card. And they refused to go outside of it and trade back, trade up, and make any what he's calling splashy, sexy moves. And when we look at what the Cowboys have been doing in free agency, and we know the Cowboys, they've been spending their money as per usual, finding bargains, but they've actually found some bargains. So he literally thinks he has to tell Jerry Jones, don't go out and answer Kyle Brandt? This is showing you how crazy this interview is. Bro, do you really think that Kyle Brandt matters in the grand scheme of things to any NFL owner, any NFL team, any NFL player? That when Kyle Brandt says something, boy, we got to react and we got to prove Kyle Brandt wrong. Come on. Man, these people got me fired up on Friday night. Boy, this is crazy. This is crazy foolishness. This is pure foolishness. It's the only thing I can tell you. This is foolishness. Man, did you really think? But again, let me tell you something. This is how some of these Dallas Cowboy fans, Dallas Cowboy media members, Dallas Cowboy content creators, they feel the same way. They feel like they have such a voice that when they speak, everybody falls in line because they're speaking it. This is crazy. This is crazy. He thinks he has to tell Jerry Jones not to answer Kyle Brandt? Man, Jerry Jones is probably sitting back somewhere. Somebody told him about Kyle Brandt. Man, Jerry Jones is somewhere laughing if somebody brought Kyle Brandt up. Kyle Brandt? Man, this is crazy work. Crazy work. Gary Bookwalder, he said facts. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, this is crazy work. Pete said the roster is better than some of those 12-5 teams. That's what I've been telling us. It is better than the 2023 team. It's better. It's absolutely better. CW said, don't believe we're going to get Chubb. We should be good. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Chubb either. But if we do, I wouldn't be mad. Boy, I would not be mad if they got Chubb. D. Webb said they do anything for clout. Tommy Lee said it's true the possible trade with Green Bay for Jair Alexander. Hadn't heard about it yet. Wesley Gray said this is hilarious. Man, it's craziness. Boy, this is crazy, man. The 70s fan, he said, yeah, right. Do you remember when they brought in a lawyer for the girl trying to accuse Dak Prescott of sexual assault? Man, that was crazy. That was crazy. And then after it was all said and done, and again, shout out to Tackle on the Cowboys, he was the only one who was really, he was the only one that I saw who was really, really digging into this case and kept on reporting on it. And even after Dak Prescott, and he never was guilty to begin with, but after the allegations were proven to be false, they never came back and apologized. That was crazy work to me. That was crazy work to me. To try to assassinate this man's character like that was crazy work to me. And there's a reason why I truly believe we'll never see Dak Prescott on 105.3. I'll be shocked if we ever hear Dak Prescott on 105.3. I'll be shocked. They tried to assassinate this man's character. It is crazy to me. Curly said, I rest my case. I'm telling this man, this is crazy. Azteca said, our fan base is half diehard fans and the other half straight up casual fans. Man, this is crazy. It's dudes like this. It's dudes like this. This is crazy. Everything this dude is saying is crazy. It's crazy. Rico said the Rams won a Super Bowl when they went all in. Why not us, G? Exactly. We can go all in too. But again, it's going to take us more than one season. Think about it, Rico. We had some depth to replace. So we are building our depth back up. Now, you watch what happens next year, Rico. Next year, you're going to really see something. Because next year, we're going to go quality over quantity. The Cowboys won't get as many players, I believe, next year. I believe next year is when they're going to say, nah, we about to go all in. We really about to say, we're going to bring in a couple of players that's going to really make that difference. They're going to really make that difference. Right now, we got to get the team back. We got to get the depth back. And so, again, man, we know what we're doing. Any of us who've been around in the 90s, man, we know what we're doing. This is looking very Jimmy-ish. And when we think about Jimmy, what happened was it took about a couple of seasons. But after they got that roster, and they never stopped tweaking it, but when they got that roster to where it only needed, like, hey, now let's go get Charles Haley in here. Now that we got the roster the way that we want it, let's go get Charles Haley. And it took off. And it absolutely took off. So we any of us who've been around, this is the best we've looked as far as building up towards the team that we need to have. This is the best that we've looked. So I'm excited about it because I can see if we stay on this trajectory, the ending is inevitable. If the Cowboys would have been doing this 4 years ago, I believe they, even with all of the chaos that was going on with Mike McCarthy, if the Cowboys would have been doing what they're doing now, I bet you Mike McCarthy is somewhere right now in a room by himself with his family gone. He's in a room somewhere by himself right now crying his eyes out. Crying his eyes out. Mike McCarthy is looking at what the Cowboys are doing right now. Crying his eyes out saying, they'd have did that when I was there. I bet you crying his eyes out. Mike McCarthy will tell you right now the Cowboys are moving in a way he wished they'd have moved. Dez Bryant said it on X the other day. Dez Bryant said, I wish they'd have done that stuff they're doing now when I was there. Dez Bryant is recognizing it. Man, they moving different. They moving different. Angel the Rebel Chicks, appreciate that super chat. She said, G, they mad. Angel Rebel Chick said, G, they mad. Jerry been low-key this offseason. No drama, no entertainment for them. No content. Facts. Angie, for the most part, Jerry's been pretty quiet. Jerry came out to talk a little bit about Michael Parsons' contract. Jerry went right back to work. He went right back to work. Jerry's been pretty quiet. He has been. It seems to me they have really put their head down and they're saying, man, we gotta get this team right. We gotta get this team right. We do. We gotta get a championship team because we cannot let the Philadelphia Eagles with our ex-offensive coordinator go to the Super Bowl and win. We can't let our ex-defensive coordinator go to the Washington Commanders and go to the NFC Championship game in his first season. Nah, man, I told y'all last year, people thought I was an Eagles fan. Man, shoots now. But we needed to see it because something needed to move Jerry and Steven. Something needed to move them. Not only that, but us content creators, y'all fans, all of us as fans, we were complaining about, man, look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. And look at what they started doing. They hired Brian Schottenheimer and got to work. I love it. The 70s fan said, I bet the Eagles fans are watching this team. You better believe they are. Shoot. These dudes talking about the Cowboys not exciting. Man, go listen to people on X. They'll tell you. Man, Eagle fans are doing more talking about the Cowboys than talking about their own team that just won the Super Bowl. Pete said, we basically had 4 first-round talents in Booker, Ezraku, Revel, and Pickens. These guys suck at their jobs. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling you, this is the same kind of stuff. Fred Allen, definitely not boring. Man, there ain't nothing boring about the Cowboys. Nothing. Gary said, not going to happen this year, G, and that's a fact. And again, see, Gary, that's what I've already prefaced this season with. Only 2 coaches have went to a team in their first year and won the Super Bowl as far as what I've seen. Only 2. And even those 2 coaches, they had been with the team for a while. The team was already pretty much set. I mean, I'm not saying that it can't happen, Gary. I want it to happen. Would love for it to happen. But you're talking about a first-year coach, brand new coaching staff, brand new schemes, brand new philosophy, brand new culture. It's a lot. It's a lot. It really is. It's a lot. And it would be a lot for the Cowboys. I mean, they're going to be competitive. They're going to win games. They're going to win games. They're going to be competitive. And I'm not saying they can't win the Super Bowl. I don't want to say what they can't do because anything is possible. I can tell you this. Yeah, they're going to be competitive. And then when 2026 rolls around, get ready. We are about to watch the Cowboys Super Bowl. And we're actually watching the beginning because we're really watching the beginning of the end. I want you to think about it like this. We're watching the beginning of the end. We are watching the end of Rain Dakota Prescott. Dak Prescott has 4 years on this contract. I will not be surprised if they extend it. But we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, Dak Prescott has somewhere from 3 to 6 years. That's the window. That's the window I believe that Dak Prescott has. But the majority of that window is going to be 26, 27, 28. That's where the window, I believe, based on what the Cowboys are doing right now, that's where that window is going to be the widest. But once it gets beyond 28, the window's going to start closing. Why? Because all of these deals that the Cowboys are signing, the OSAs and the CDs and the Dak and the Micahs, those deals, they're going to come back around for the re-ups. Yeah, they're going to come back around for the re-ups. And it's going to be at that point, the Cowboys are going to have to decide, depending upon the success that they're having, they're going to have to decide whether or not they're going to keep those players or not. So right now, we got our window. And what we are watching is the beginning of a Super Bowl run. If it's going to be a Super Bowl run under Dak Prescott, it begins this year. They're adding players, and next year is when they will probably be good enough to where now we'll be saying, hey, man, quality over quantity. Now let's get us about 5 or 6 players that we know that's going to come and knock this thing out the park. It's going to come knock this thing out the park so we can get this Super Bowl in the Dak Prescott era. So we're watching the beginning of that run. We are. CW, he said, Mr. G, anything we do. Either way, it's front page news all the time. To the media analysts right now, no one is talking about Philly. Wait until Wednesday night. Man, you better tell them. Man, you better tell them. I don't know what these dudes talking about. Boring. They lost me even when they said the Philadelphia Eagles last year were boring. When? Y'all got to tell me I'm missing something. I don't remember when the Philadelphia Eagles were boring. I remember when I was angry watching them, but I don't remember. I don't remember when the Philadelphia Eagles were boring. So he says he wants us to be boring so we can win a Super Bowl. Let me tell you something. There'll be nothing boring about the Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl.
This is actually a fantastic offseason if you want to make a statement during the regular season because, Kevin, I feel this way very strongly.
So it's a fantastic offseason, but nothing exciting has happened. It's boring. Gotcha.
There are seasons when we think the Cowboys are going to be very, very good.
Yes.
And then they turn out to be very, very bad. And there are seasons when we think they're going to be very, very bad. And they turn out to be good. And we're like, what the hell's happening?
What were those seasons? Wouldn't y'all like to know what those seasons were? Strange to me because every season that Dak Prescott has been healthy, they've won 12 games. Or at least in the last, 5 years? The only time the Cowboys have losing seasons is when Dak Prescott is hurt. So which were those seasons you thought were going to be good and they turned out to be bad, and you thought they were going to be bad and they turned out to be good? What were those seasons? Now, our issue is, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, the reason why we fall off in the playoffs is because the playoffs is where your deficiencies get exposed. I'm not talking about players. your deficiencies get exposed, as in positions and weaknesses, maybe even in the way that your schemes are. You get exposed in so many ways. And so when you begin to look at the Dallas Cowboys, our deficiencies at times have been in play. It has been in defensive, the play of the defense. We try to blame the turnovers that Dak Prescott had, but when we look back at the San Francisco game, it really wasn't the turnovers that got us. We haven't been a good team in the playoffs. That's been our problem. We got to find a way to be a better team in the playoffs. If we can become a better team in the playoffs, we're going to be a whole lot better. And I think this is what they're doing. Alex said this guy has no clue. What he's talking about. Dude's just hating. It's hate to me. Angie said, I don't care what nobody say, because last year this team had mad injuries, for sure. Bad play calling and crazy penalties on top of shaky old line, plus can't stop the run, yet still managed to beat teams. Angie, I don't understand what these people talking about either. Pete, he says, mini camp. My man Rico, he said, you cooking. Man, I'm telling this, man, these guys, Rico, I don't know what these guys talking about. I don't know. Hey, Angie said, I know. She said, I know doggone well this season finna be lit. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's finna be lit too. I think it's finna be lit. Hey, he said the Cowboys are a story franchise. Better believe we are. I don't know what these guys talking about. Talking about we boring. Man, this is crazy. My man, the dude. The dude said, what's wrong with Tupperware? The dude said, what's wrong with Tupperware? I still got a couple of 30-year-old quart jugs. I used to brew my cold brew batches. Hey, the dude. Hey, you know that Tupperware, boy, that stuff lasts forever, man. You basically have to throw it out because it lasts forever. But again, the Cowboys on Tupperware. That's for sure. Again, Lord Nova, I said it earlier. He said, if you trade the Cowboys out in the field, then most of these shows are gone. Man, they done. They absolutely done for sure. It done. Raheem, what's going on? He said, for the rest of the year, I'm in that F y'all feeling. He said, we them boys. Yes, sir. We them boys. C-Bay said, I'm going to put it to you like this. If the Cowboys would have signed Tyreek Hill, the narrative in the media would not be about how they just acquired a bona fide weapon. It'd be about his personal life. Facts. Facts. C-Bay said, we're the only team where the national media does this. Exactly. And that's why I'm laughing, man. This whole conversation, man, I'm listening to it. I said, this is crazy. There is no way that somebody, let alone a Dallas Cowboy radio personality, agreeing with Kyle Brandt. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Robert 31, he says, of the top 15 games in NFL history, 6 involve the Dallas Cowboys. Facts. Man, I'm just telling y'all, these guys, man, this is the stuff I was telling y'all about before. Man, these guys in the local media, boy, they be some of the worst Dallas Cowboy haters. And the stuff these guys are saying, man, they're just contradicting themselves left and right. He said we had a fantastic offseason, but we're boring. The players they're added don't make them better, but it make them good. What? How do they make us better? But how would I don't understand it. I don't understand it. They got me confused. I don't know.
Happening with this team. And more than anything, I would like to stay neutral in the whole thing, but win football games. Now,
dude, you need to go work in another market. And I mean that respectfully. This guy needs to go work in another market. There is nothing the Dallas Cowboys can do to be quiet. Nothing. Do we not understand what I know y'all understand what I'm saying, because y'all out there saying it in the chat. There is nothing this team can do to be. How do the Dallas Cowboys be silent? This dude got to explain that part to me. How do the Cowboys remain neutral? How can you remain neutral when everything you do is under the microscope? Explain it. Somebody explain it to me. You cannot be neutral as a Dallas Cowboy. As far as no one noticing you. They're going to notice you. They're going to notice you. You're a Dallas Cowboy. We are America's team, whether people love it, like it, or hate it. We're America's team. There's nothing we can do. This is hilarious to me what this guy is saying.
Oh, do I think that they have the talent to do that this year? No, not yet. Do I think that they're building on the talent to do that in a couple of years? Yes, I do think that. But what he's trying to bait the Cowboys into that conversation of saying, hey, we got to do something sexy, otherwise we're going to lose intrigue. You're not going to lose intrigue from the rest of the country and from Cowboys fans.
Which is interesting.
Although you did lose some interest with the Cowboys fans because
how to kill all mosquitoes in the air.
Curly said, what's even more crazy, 105.3, their bosses. Curly said what's crazy is that their boss is Jerry Jones. Curly, boy, you clouded up in here now. He said Jerry Jones is their boss. Now you already you heard Jerry Jones tell him last year, man. Hey, anybody want to interview us, man? I can get somebody else to do this job. That's what Jerry told him. Sadness fan, he said Pickens is a cheap DK Metcalf. Roger Jackson, he said they say this stuff just to create content. Yep. P said Jerry will see this and don't think he won't hire new people. Pete, you remember when he said that last year? Edge, appreciate that super chat. Oh, man. Angie said hearing them talk is like walking around. She says like walking around in Cam Newton wardrobe. And you know, Angie, that wardrobe to Cam Newton is straight throat, man. That wardrobe Cam Newton got to be wearing is straight throat. Boy, John Jones, he said, I'm trying to see if I want to go KC or Green Bay game. Man, I'm telling you. Boy, these dudes got me up in here rolling, boy. Boy, they got me rolling. Angie said he rolling around up in here like Cam Newton. Man, Angie, you know them clothes crazy Cam Newton be wearing too, man. Boy, Alex said they're salty about Jerry threatening to fire them on live. Boy, these guys right here, man. These guys right here are tripping.
Back in our face that they aren't that good. We're kind of jaded.
Yeah.
We're to the point where we're kind of protective of ourselves as Cowboy fans because we don't want them to let us down and have our hearts broken that way.
Man, let me tell you something. You guys can say anything they want to. I just believe Dallas Cowboy fans have enough sense. I believe that I believe we have enough sense. We know what this is with the Dallas Cowboys. We know what this is. We're getting better. We're doing things different. Folk act like we running around here talking about the Cowboys about to win the Super Bowl this year. And we're not saying that. But I'll tell you this, we're not going to rule it out either. Why would we? Now, we don't need to rule it out. We know the likelihood of it happening. We understand that part. But we shouldn't rule it all the way out. Teams make history sometimes. Brian Schottenheimer could become one of only 3 to do it. He could. We have to wait and see. But we don't have to wait to be excited about our football team. We have to stop letting, and you ever heard that saying, it be your own people? It be your own people. Man, we have to stop letting Dallas Cowboy, the Dallas Cowboy fan base, the part of the fan base that tells us, no, don't be excited. Don't be excited. You're on hopium. They're just feeding you hope. What are you talking about? Do you not understand what hope is? Hope is based on expectations. Expectations are based on facts. The facts are we're doing things not only different, and I'm gonna correct myself on this. We're not only moving different, we're moving better. We're not only doing things different, we're doing things better than we've done them in a long time. We're doing things better. And I keep laughing at people who it's like every time the Cowboys make a move, they go, "Woo, yeah, we're serious." We've been serious. We've been serious since Brian Schottenheimer. We've been serious. I don't need all of that. I don't need all of that stuff. I know what my eyes are telling me. I know what my ears are hearing. The Cowboys are not only doing things differently, they are doing things better. What? Louis Ortiz, boy, you hit it right on the head. Louis Ortiz said Cam be looking like the Black Willie Walker. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Tony said, Edgy, you crazy. That's exactly what he be looking like. Cam need to fire his stylist if he dressing himself. That's even worse. That's what Robert Hill said. Man, you see this dude closet. He said he'll never have to buy another pair of clothing. I don't know. He might need to buy some more, but he got a ton of old clothes. And boy, he be throwing that stuff together. Reginald Jackson, he said, I give to y'all great moves. We made some great moves. We really did. We just got to wait and see. We're going to wait and see how it turns out. But I don't think the Cowboy fans are so crazy that we believe that we're about to go and destroy the league. Not saying that we won't. Not saying that we won't. Not saying that we can't. But I think we also understand what we're doing. We understand that this team is on its way. CW said, who does Philly open the season against? Stay tuned. I heard that Jerry Jones has been pushing for the Dallas Cowboys to open up against the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see if it's on there because we get the schedule, I think, May 15th. So we'll see what happens. JS Tube, he says, I'm always excited about the Cowboys, but I say let's fix this defense and stay healthy before we get in line for playoff tickets. Exactly. JS2, we know what this is. We're getting better. We're getting better. We just got to keep getting better. We got to just let them keep doing what they're doing. But I can tell you this, based on everything they were doing, hey, man, we can be excited. We can be excited and realistic at the same time. We can do it. Two things can be true. Michael Tower, he said, Phil did the same thing this year as the Cowboys did in 24. I think they have got rid of 11 players. Can't complain about Jerry Jones and son off-season moves. Yeah, it's been great. It's been absolutely great. But again, I'll tell you what we're going to do. So it's about 8:26. Got a couple things to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the Pickens contract. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and do Michael Irvin. We'll do it, but that'll be our Saturday show. Unless I come back and do Cowboys After Dark. But we'll see how that goes. Man, I'm telling you, I've been doing so much work. I've been a little bit tired. I hadn't been able to do Cowboys After Dark. But again, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Pickens contract. So there's been some talk about George Pickens' contract. There's been some talk about George Pickens' contract, and there are some people who are a little bit perturbed by the fact that the Cowboys got George Pickens, and people are saying that George Pickens can walk away from the Cowboys. And so there are people who are kind of upset about that. Let me see if I can find it here. There are people who are kind of tripping on this because they don't feel like the Cowboys should have made the move because he can walk away. But again, I still think it's a great move. I do. I think it's a great move because when we think about Pickens' contract, the Cowboys do have some options. And it says over here on Athlon Sports, they're talking about the Cowboys could keep George Pickens with $28 million franchise tag move. Because the Cowboys do have options. It says new Dallas Cowboys receiver George Pickens will play the 2025 season on the final year of his deal. And instead of worrying about that, he has a team-first attitude. And again, I'm not sure if he has so much of a team-first attitude, even though I do believe he's happy to be with the Dallas Cowboys. I think George Pickens is really, I think he's being talked to by the right people. And I think they're telling him something that he really needs to be thinking about. They're basically telling him, bro, you're up for a huge contract. You're a great player. The Cowboys are about to give you a great opportunity. And if you go to the Dallas Cowboys and not only ball out, because I'm pretty sure everyone believes that he's going to ball out with the Cowboys. But if you can go over there and show that you have matured, you're going to get paid $20 or $25 million easy per season. Per season. And so you'd have to think about this. You're George Pickens. You're 24 years old. There's a reason why he's not talking about a contract. Because he knows doggone well that the Cowboys would probably try to get him. I mean, the Cowboys would probably give him like, what, a 3-year, $30 million deal. I mean, if the Cowboys could get him even on a 3-year, $50 million guaranteed deal, they would probably do it. They would probably do it. But he's thinking, no way, Jose. Because he knows also that if he balls out, then that also means that he's going to get a huge contract from someone else. And it says right here, it says, as a Dallas source points out and has absolutely been considered, the Cowboys could retain the gifted Pickens as CeeDee Lamb's running mate using another tool. Yes, he might demand $20 million or $25 million or more on the open market in 2026. I do believe that will be the case. It says, but Dallas doesn't have to let him go to the open market because the Cowboys could franchise tag him. It says the estimated cost of such a one-year move for 2026 is $28 million. There is no way. There is no way the Cowboys are going to make such a crazy move as franchise tagging George Pickens. That'll be insanity. $28 million for 1 year? That's crazy. He will not be franchise tagged. The Cowboys will probably be trying to work this move, be trying to work this contract, depending upon where he is, probably around game 12. Because game 12, about that time, it'll be, if we're going to the playoffs, we'll probably know what kind of, if we're going in that direction. It'll be then they'll probably start talking about George. They'll probably start trying to actually get a deal done. They'll be trying to get a deal done. And a franchise tag, if they do wind up franchise tagging him, if I'm not mistaken, you could franchise tag and still work a deal, and then you could work that money in some other kind of way on down the road, but Cowboys will still be taking a chance because George Pickens could still just play on that $28 million and still get ghost on him. I don't believe the Cowboys are going to do that. I believe the Cowboys are actually going to try and work a deal out with George Pickens, and if George Pickens walk away, they're probably going to let George Pickens walk away. Because if I'm not mistaken, they're going to need that franchise tag because Angie just pointed out something. Deron Bland. Yeah. Deron Bland. You're going to need that franchise tag. So, because you're not letting Deron Bland get away. Because, man, I'm telling you, cornerbacks are hard to get. The Cowboys would probably more than likely say, George Pickens, we're either going to work this deal or we're not. And if we don't work the deal, they'll let him walk. They'll get the compensatory pick. They'll go in the draft. They'll draft by need. They won't draft by need per se. They'll get what they'll call the best player available. And then what they'll do is they'll get the best wide receiver on the board. That's what the Cowboys will do. So that's kind of, I believe, where they're going. I do believe that is where they are going. So, again, Jenny Blue, he said franchise stay, according to the fan, is $23.8 million. I don't think the Cowboys do that. I don't even think they'll pay him that for 1 year. They're going to try to work out a deal. They're going to try to get a deal on him. I do believe they are going to try to get a deal. But that is also dependent upon what does he look like this season. Even though I think he's going to be off, off the chain. Louise said, I worry we're not going to use him that much to try and keep his price tag down to keep him. I think they're going to let loose. Yeah, I think they're going to let loose, Louise. I think they're going to go for broke on him. I think Dak Prescott's going to go for broke on him. Yeah, Dak going to get him that money. Dak going to get him paid for sure. And so it'll all boil down to once he, and again, I don't think with George Pickens, I don't really think his performance is what is people are looking at as far as giving him the money. People already know what he is. What they're going to be looking for is his attitude. I think the money is already earmarked if you're talking about talent. They want to know what his attitude is. That's what they're going to be looking for, because people are not going to pay him $30 million if he continues on that trajectory of AB, Antonio Brown. Yeah, they won't pay him, at least, well, somebody will, but it won't be any of those upper echelon teams. So I do see him getting a deal, either a deal with the Cowboys. He's either going to get a deal or they're going to let him walk. Because again, Angie, I'm in agreement with you on this. I'm in agreement with you on this, Angie. DaRon Bland is probably number one on the Cowboys list. DaRon Bland is number one on the Cowboys list. They can't create the same problem they're trying to fix. We believe Trayvon Diggs is going to be out of here. You went and got Savon Revel Jr. Why would you get rid of Trayvon Diggs and let DaRon Bland walk? No, they ain't not going to let DaRon Bland walk. They're going to make sure that they're going to sign DaRon Bland. And if anybody's going to get that franchise tag, it's going to be DaRon Bland. But again, I also believe they're probably going to try to work that deal out with DaRon Bland. I think they're going to try to work that deal out. Angie said, unpopular opinion, Mingo might be better than Tolbert. That might be a popular opinion. Angie, that might be a popular opinion. Because I think some people are saying they've seen enough of Tolbert. I said it myself. I would take Mingo right now over Tolbert. I think he's going to probably take another step. But again, he's a solid 3. But I think just the fact that Mingo just is a bigger bodied receiver, we got to see what he looks like in training camp. But I believe that the Cowboys, think on this. George Pickens is probably a part of a two-way plan. One, he's here so that they can win now. 2, he's also here so that they can win now, but also help Mingo make that next step. And if Mingo makes that next step, why would the Cowboys pay George Pickens? Or why would they let him bend them over a barrel with a crazy contract? If Mingo makes that next step and becomes wide receiver 2.5, I'm saying that because he'd be between the 2 and the 3, and then he would make that step to where we can say he could be the 2, and that means we got to see some big plays downfield, things of that nature, some yards after the catch. He's got to show that he can do those things. Well, if he shows he can do those things, then he gets that. Then it would make it easier for us to say, okay, we'll let Mingo walk. We'll let Pickens walk. Mingo is the new number 2. Go draft the best receiver in the draft. And then who knows with Tolbert? Maybe Tolbert remains the number 3. And then we still go get the best wide receiver in the draft. Or at least as far as on the board when we get there. And so George Pickens is actually going to he's going to buy us some time for them to continue to develop Jonathan Mingo. I think they want Jonathan Mingo to be successful because they got him on a super cheap contract. So it would be great in the Cowboys' eyes if Mingo became good. I mean, if Mingo could get to that number 2 spot, shoo, man. Man, it would be nice. Dudley said Pickens will draw viewers. Well, Cowboys going to get him anyway. But I feel what you're saying, Dudley. The Cowboys are going to be must-watch TV anyway because people are going to want to see not only him, they're going to want to see what Jaden Blue is. They want to see what Tyler Booker is, Donovan Ezaraku. I mean, all this talk behind all these Cowboys players, man, people want to see what they are. People are hyped, man. Even people in the media, they are hyped to see what these doggone Cowboys are. They are hyped, man. Angie said second unpopular. Your first one wasn't unpopular, so let's see if this one let's see if this one actually is unpopular. Second unpopular opinion. I think we should keep Diggs. Now that one may be unpopular. Never got to fully have Diggs and Bland together a full year. Watch this though. But what if we could have all 3 of them? I said this earlier. What if we could have Diggs, Bland, and Savon Revel Jr.? What if we could have Savon Revel Jr., Diggs on the outside, Deron Bland on the inside. We may actually get to see that this year. We may actually get to see that this year. And if we get to see that, and it is what it's supposed to be, I don't think that means we're going to keep them. I don't think that means we're going to keep all three of them in 2026. But I think, Angie, we may get to see that this year. And if Trayvon Diggs wants to stay with the Cowboys, and that knee is good, and he gives the Cowboys another team-friendly deal, Cowboys might do it. Cowboys might do it. I wouldn't be mad at it. They might do it. It wouldn't hurt you to have three great cornerbacks. It would not hurt you to have three great cornerbacks. It really wouldn't. Cheyenne, she says, I live in Bland's hometown. He's not looking to change teams. His family are big on him being a Cowboy. Yeah, I think Bland is the next big signing, Cheyenne, outside of Michael Parsons. We already know that's going to happen. I think he's the next big signing outside of Parsons. I think it'll be him, Ty Smith, and then maybe him, Ty Smith, and then we'll see after that. Maybe they'll start looking at maybe Austin Richards or somebody like that. But again, yeah, Bland is going to get the next big contract, and then we'll see if Trayvon Diggs comes back good, and he wants to stay a Cowboy and he wants to do another team friendly deal, and maybe it's one of those deals to where all predicated upon health. Cowboys may keep him. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would not be mad to have Deron Bland, prime Trayvon Diggs, if he can get back to what he used to be, and Savon Revel Jr. Oh, you talking about championship defensive backfield. Then if we could bring Marquise Bell and I think Wanye, if we could get Marquise Bell and Wanye to step in safety, man, championship style defense. Let's go. Texas boy coming in straight clouded. Texas boy said big old trash while I wait to see what he can do. He said, do we now know what Tova can? He said, do we know what Tova can do? He had Rush imagine Tova with Dak. Boy, yeah. Hey, Texas boy, I already said it. I don't think Tova gonna go away quietly. I don't. Tommy, he said, what about Holden G? Do you think he has a real chance? He better. Because when you give a man $3,000, man, you telling him. You telling him prove it. I want to see him prove it. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Trayshawn Holden for sure. I'm rooting for him. Angie, Angie, why not have all three of them if you can? If you can have all three of them, why not? Why not? Why not have all three of them? I'd love it. Shoot, I'd absolutely love it. Having three top cornerbacks. Oh, I'd love it. I would love it. Gandalf's Pipe, he said, let's hope we can re-sign Pickens because I don't like the other ideas, G. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if Jerry and them guys can work that magic and let him know, man. You got to understand, boy, if you stay a Dallas Cowboy, hey, man, one thing I will say about being a Dallas Cowboy, you make money outside of the contract with the Cowboys. You really do. You really do. You make money outside of a contract with the Dallas Cowboys. George Pickens, man, he stayed with the Cowboys. It could be pretty lucrative outside of the Cowboys. I mean, you're talking endorsement deals and things of that nature. Man, the Cowboys can be lucrative for a guy like George Pickens. It really could, especially if he, it turns, and I don't think we're going to have any problem with him as far as his attitude go. Now, are we going to see him be a dog from time to time? Probably get in the face of a few defenders. I mean, we're going to see some of that stuff. It is who he is. It's in his DNA. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Just don't break the rules. Just don't break the rules. Don't do what you did to Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis posted on X. He said it was God's will for him to be in Jacksonville. Jordan Lewis said God knew the Cowboys were going to get George Pickens. And he basically saying he wouldn't have wanted to be there when they got George Pickens. Boy, he had me laughing when he said that. Man, he had me laughing. Angie, I'm with you too. She said, I want Dodo and Hooker gone. I'm ready for Marquise Bell and Wanye to step on in there. I'm ready for them to step on in there. It is time to change them out. Kevin Howard, that's Trayshawn Holden. Yeah, he may bring something to the table. Yep. Poobie D, I think Toba going to eat this year. He should get the third best. He should get the third best corner. Poobie D, I said it yesterday. The third receiver on this team is about to become so important because there will be teams that will be able to match up on 2 wide receivers, but they can't match up on 3. That third wide receiver on this team is going to be pivotal in some of the big games. If that third wide receiver can be who he's supposed to be, shoot. Hey, man, they going to eat. They going to eat. Tony Perry, he said he going to be that 3. I'm rooting for him. Yeah, JS2, we talked about it, boy. That Holdings deal. He said, why would he sign such a contract? And why is the players you can say something about it? Ain't nothing they can do about it. But JS2, I do think this is all a part of a bigger plan. The assistant wide receivers coach said he was going to do everything in his power to get Trayshawn Holden into the Dallas Cowboys training camp. He did it. He didn't promise him big money, but he got him in. He's basically saying, I want him to be a Cowboy. And obviously Trayshawn Holden wants to be a Cowboy because he had other offers. He made that clear. He had a couple of other offers. He could have went somewhere else. He went to the Cowboys. So that tells me something. For him, it's not about the money. He wants to play with his coach. He wants to play for the Cowboys. I think this is part of a bigger plan. I think that this was, I don't care what you pay him. Bring him in. Let me show you what he is. Because after I show you what he is, you're going to sign him. You're going to sign him. I think that's what kind of deal this was. So I'm not worried about Holden. I am rooting for him. I'm rooting for him because I think this is a part of a larger plan. I believe that the coach said, don't worry, he is that good. You can sign him for a nickel. He going to play his butt off. He going to come in here, put his head down, and there may have been some things in his background, and he's still going to be good to go. So, again, man, shoot, these Cowboys, hey, I love what they're doing. Yep. Man. All right, man, I got to get out of here. We got to go do an early Mother's Day dinner. It's the only time we're all off. And y'all know how Sunday going to be for Mother's Day. Woo-wee. Everybody and their mama going to be in church. Everybody and their mama going to be at the restaurants. So we going to go and do our thing on Saturday. we going to go do our thing on Friday. Angie said Ferg better come with it. You better believe it. Angie, I don't think Schoonmaker and Spanford is who he got to worry about. I think it's those undrafted free agents he got to worry about. That's what he got to worry about. Man, them dudes is coming hard behind him. C-Base, the pick and trade does much more than free up tight end duties. Yeah, same as running back responsibilities. Man, George Pickens is really going to help this team out. All right, guys, I appreciate you. T.Y., man, appreciate you. Till next time, folks. Yes, for sure. Much love. All right, guys. Again, I'm going to get out of here and get something to eat. Tommy T, he said he hungry. He come to eat. Thanks for a great show. Yes, sir. And, man, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not really hungry, but, again, you know how it go. You always got to honor your mother and your father, and especially your wife, the mother of your children. CW, enjoy your weekend. Oh, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to be back on here, too, this weekend. You better believe it. We're going to do more Cowboys. Again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I see y'all tomorrow, Lord willing. Appreciate you, Alex. Hey, we're going to finish it up tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure we'll have more to talk about. We're gonna do some more. But again, y'all continue to be excited about the Cowboys. Continue to be excited. Yes, sir. Renan, 11,400 subs, man. Still growing. Hey, man, to God be the glory. That's all I can tell you. All I can tell you, Renan, y'all keep supporting me. I appreciate you, man. Y'all the best chat on YouTube. Best chat on YouTube. I appreciate you. Angie, enjoy your night. Yes, you too. Yes, sir. All right. Again, until the next time, let's talk Cowboys. We talk facts. Peace.